Fate is a strange thing. Hey everyone, Templar74 here with another Yu-Gi-Oh video, and today's Yu-Gi-Oh video is going to be my thoughts and impressions regarding the latest episode of Yu-Gi-Oh VRAINS, episode 90, Next Generation. And I gotta be honest with you guys, this episode, the beginning of Bowman versus Blue Maiden, was a very emotional episode, and they really did a nice job tying everything into this episode, and I mean everything. Blue Maiden and Aqua, they tied Earth into it, they tied Miyu into it, they put Zaizen in here. They managed to bring everything together, and it made for a very good episode, although I'm still torn on who's going to win this duel, to be honest with you. I know ever since the new summaries came out, people are leaning more towards Blue Maiden. I'm kind of still leaning more towards Bowman is going to win. But regardless of the outcome of this duel, this episode was really well done in my opinion. So with that being said, and at risk of further rambling, let's talk about the actual episode. So the episode begins where we left off last week, where we get to watch Wendy's demise once again. And I'm sorry, side rant here, I will never get tired of watching Wendy go up in flames like that. He's a POS, you know? And watching him go up in flames, it's deserved. I mean, Wendy's a murderer. He deserves no less than to die in fire, so to speak. So I'll never get tired of watching Wendy be destroyed like that. But with that aside, after we watch Wendy's demise again, we go to Blue Maiden and Aqua as they begin searching through Mirror Link VRAINS, and they notice how eerie it is that nobody's here and that Lightning didn't recreate humans for Mirror Link VRAINS. It's just Mirror Link VRAINS, no humans around here. Meanwhile, we go back to the regular VRAINS where Zaizen and Ghost Gal are, and VRAINS is bugging, and even Zaizen asks Ghost Girl, what's happening here? And Zaizen is filled in at this point, and he learns that about not just Mirror Link VRAINS, he learns that Playmaker's team have gone in to Mirror Link VRAINS to find the Rebel Ignis, and that they've teamed up with Revolver. And at first Zaizen's like, wait, what? They teamed up with the Knights of Hanoi? And so we get that little shock there. And then, of course, Zaizen is told about Blue Maiden, who is really Aoi, as we get a screen come up because, of course, Awesome Kusangi manages to send video feed to Ghost Girl, and she's able to show Zaizen Blue Maiden, who at this point has found Bowman and where Bowman is hiding. And Bowman basically says, I expected you, and he explains himself about how he is not Lightning's puppet. Yes, Lightning created him, but his goal is his own, and he will be the vessel that will be the supreme Ignis when all six Ignises come together, including Lightning. And he basically asks Aqua to trust the Ignises and AI's future to him, essentially. But Aqua can't accept that. She can't accept it after Lightning imprisoned her, destroyed Cyverse World, and of course Blue Maiden can't accept Bowman because she is still fighting for Miyu. And we learn Miyu's real name here, her full name, and we see that it is Miyu Miyu Sugisaki. I cannot believe it took me 3 tries to pronounce that. But anyway, that's Miyu's full name. And when that name is mentioned, Zaizen perks up. He remembers Miyu and her being the girl that Aoi saved all the way back then. And Zaizen even says that he thought that Aoi had been drawn to the Lost Incident because of his involvement with Soul Tech, and that's why he did such a hard, he tried so hard to keep Aoi away because he was supposed to keep her safe. But then he realizes now with Miyu's story and Miyu being Aqua's partner that fate had drawn Aoi into the Lost Incident even well before he had gotten hired on with Soltec. And even Revolver, who's watching this go down, and Blue Maiden's story about Miyu, basically even Revolver's like another life that was touched by the Lost Incident. So even this is weighing on Revolver of all people. But I think Revolver does feel bad about the Lost Incident. I think he truly does. Although he says that he regrets reporting it because of what happened to his father, I think he knows deep down that what his father did was wrong, and ultimately Revolver did the right thing. but I don't think Revolver will ever be able to forgive himself for what his father's done. I really do believe that, but that's a discussion for another day. So anyway, we hear that as the duel begins, and we learn that if Blue Maiden wins this duel, Bowman will give her the vaccine data to restore Miyu. Those are the stakes. And so Blue Maiden wastes no time. She realizes that Bowman's deck is dangerous if he goes first. That's the lesson she learned from watching Bowman duel Playmaker. And so she takes the first move and is able to do a continuous summon to bring out Link 3, Marioness, Marbled Rock, and a set card. So Blue Maiden's going all out. She wastes no time getting a Link 3 monster and a set card. And before Bowman makes his move, he actually tells Haru to watch as he summons 3 Coolant Hydro Drives and is able to bring out Judgment Arrows all in one turn. Now this in itself is troubling because now, because of Coolant Hydro Drive's effect, Bowman can essentially just attack Blue Maiden 3 times directly and win the duel, because this is 5,000 points of damage thanks to Judgment Arrows, even with Marbled Rock's effect. So Bowman could easily just win with 3 direct attacks here, but he doesn't do that. In fact, he surprises everybody when he actually Link summons a new monster, Link 3 Hydro Drive Cubic Lord. And this monster gains the attributes of water, fire, and earth. And with Judgment Arrows, of course, he's able to attack and double attack points. But he also has a devastating effect within Cubic Lord. It negates the effects of all water monsters because it's that one of the attributes, and that effect is property 0. So now Blue Maiden's monster, Marbled Rock's unable to use her effects, and Bowman attacks and knocks Blue Maiden's life points down to 1900 thanks to Judgment Arrows. But due to this, Blue Maiden is able to activate her trap card that she had set the previous turn, which is Marinus Snow. And basically what it does is it allows her to special summon a Link monster with equal or lesser links than the one he destroyed. And she actually brings out a new Crystal Heart, a Link 2 Marioness Crystal Heart. And this is basically a Crystal Heart that Aqua created in Earth's memory to honor his memory. And even Aqua, when this monster is summoned, says, you know, lend us your strength, Earth. And so, yeah, it's kind of touching there that the feelings and the bonds between Aqua and Earth haven't gone away here, and they're even memorizing it in this episode, which is another thing I gotta hit on because that was one of my favorite parts of the episode. I'm not gonna lie. It's corny, yes, but it was a nice part of the episode. So anyway, Link 2 Marioness Crystal Heart is able to not be affected by effects, and thanks to a discard from Blue Maiden's hand, she's able to negate its destruction and knock damage down to 0. And it's after this move is made that Zyzen, we go back to Zyzen and the regular Vrains, as the regular Vrains is bugging out here, and Zyzen basically acknowledges the whole conversation between his desires to keep Aoi safe and fate. We touch on that again. And Zyzen's reactions here are really kind of shocking. They're different from reactions we've gotten in the past when Aoi duels. Usually Zyzen gets real nervous in that. And while, yes, he's worried about his sister here, he knows that she's doing this because fate has guided her. This is what fate is telling her to do. And ultimately, fate is going to determine whether Blue Maiden can prevail or not in this duel, essentially, is what it is. That's not exactly word for word, but to sum it up in a nutshell, that's basically that dialogue. And then we get the final part of the episode where Bowman is basically, he's trying to intimidate Blue Maiden into making her realize how foolish this is to challenge him, as he reveals his true power and that he is not just Bowman, he is Mirror Link Vrains. He's not just Mirror Link Vrains, he is Link Vrains. As the synchronization kicks in, everything starts bugging out, both in the Mirror Link Vrains and the regular Vrains. Everybody can feel this when Bowman's doing this, and basically he's just doing this to intimidate Blue Maiden. It doesn't work, as Bowman is just like, okay, if you don't want to give in, I will crush you. And that's essentially where the episode leaves off. So like I said, the duel, I'm still torn on who's going to win. Even with the new summaries out, I'm still leaning more towards Bowman, but I could be wrong on that. As far as the episode goes, it was really well written. They really managed to tie things in and make it fit, make everything come together in a way that made it very enjoyable, in my opinion. So overall, the way this episode was written and how they've handled the episode so far, I give it an 8 out of 10. I did enjoy the episode. I really did like it. And I also did enjoy watching Wendy go up in flames again because, I mean, hey, he's a POS that deserves it. But again, that's just my own thoughts on Wendy. So with that being said, in the comments section down below, let me know what you guys thought about this week's episode. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you think it was just there? What were your thoughts? Just let me know in the comments section down below, because as always, I enjoy hearing from you. All right, everyone. As always, Templar74 signing off. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll talk to you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.